Rod Kusin and Spoonman for Risk on February 14th. Amazing. The market did, in fact, manage to get up to the 2763 level, which we have been predicting all week. And when it did that this morning, it dropped like a rock. And it's heading back to the 2735. It looks like 75 area or 50 area, which we're almost there. The drop was amazing. Let's just very quickly show you that, which I'm sure you already know, but my goodness, that was the drop. We grabbed that 63 level here. We almost did it over here. This was 62, and we had the same kind of short shortly thereafter, but we managed to get up there, which we needed to. But to have it drop that fast, wow. So yes, indeed, back down to 37.35. The question is, what then? So we'll keep an eye out on things and we'll come back. Well, using a quick retracement from the low at 26.12.50 would bring us down to 27.27.50. I think that's a more probable target. We'll see. Now we jumped in real early before the market opened, anticipating the short, and just dumped the trade here a few seconds ago. But we're waiting to get some signals here, and we'll come back. We dropped to 31.75. That's not likely the low. So we'll come back and see how this develops. We picked up a little scalp there, but as you see, the premium is rallying here. It's a little premature, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's not quite ready for a short. That's your high, so that corresponds with the high here. We want divergence, so we don't really want to short that yet. This is going to continue up. See if we get at the turn, if this is higher or lower than it was here. Okay, that's going to, if it's lower, if it's divergent, as we can see, it's beginning to form a divergence here momentarily. Well then, yeah, maybe that would be good. These new highs on the premium are only because we only started to measure the premium after the first 5 minutes. So we can ignore these as new highs. Now I would really expect it to move all the way up to the 2740 descending low value area. Watch this turn up, and then let's see if we're all the way up there. But really makes good sense to wait. Just be patient. It will very likely get there. And although we are divergent even now, not quite up that high enough. This is what you're looking for. That's the pattern. But we've got this this target here, and you got to keep that in mind too. But look at the lows of the premium since the high. Lower, lower, lower. You know that's going to short. Getting now would be just a little bit premature, although it premium don't lie, it is coming down. Yeah, there it is again. So I think we're probably going to get a little divergence down here. It's going to bounce off of this projected low value area, then move up, and then move down. Yeah, I wouldn't go long. Okay, not yet. Not yet. Look at what the premium is doing since this low, since that turn. Now we're getting new highs for the day. Let that continue to move up. It'll make it. Actually, this isn't such a bad position to go long in because that target is so prominent. The projection on the premium is so obvious that going long in here for a scalp kind of makes some good sense. Ooh. Well, that just reversed. See how we were dropping, and we talked about that, and then we've dropped more and even more. So it looks surprise, surprise, that I said don't take it. I was wrong. Oops. But really, that only goes to show that we will be right back there shortly. So let's take a look at this. We aren't setting the strategy up to take long trades right now. It's just very slight bit of divergence there. And that's that right there. Here's your low, here's your divergence. That's where you want to go long. Yeah, don't short it. No, look at the premium. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Not yet. Our market profile lines dropped, and moving up above what is really now the point of control, right around 34.25 to be exact. And so when you're looking at a target here, I generally just try to project what is in this case the lower value area out from where it was last, and it was at that time 37.50. So yeah, I would expect this to move up to 37.50, and then we'll have to see where the premium is. Yeah, not yet, not yet. Okay. Yeah, the premium is turning. We know that. You can see it here, but not yet. I know I said that over here. Not yet. Okay, so now we just hit 37. We went ahead and went long. I just got out. I'm not showing you that for a reason. I want you to focus on these signals. Okay, look at the premium. Are we divergent? Ask yourself, are we divergent? Are we at a new high? Are we divergent? Okay, where were we here? We were at 37.25. Here we're at 37.25, 37.25. Okay. We're higher. Okay, I know they're shorting it. Yep, and you got a signal. But look at the premium, 36. Look at the last number of the JMA. It was at 36, 37. And what were you over here? At the top, 32. You're higher, okay? That means that the dip is long. You're not short yet. Sure, it came down. You would expect traders to do that, but you really want to buy into this and wait for it to go higher with a lower divergence on the premium. That's your best call. Okay, now watch the premium. Up 37.25. I told you we were going to turn. That's a good time to go long, but we're just set up here to short this. This could go all the way to 40. Wait, wait, it's not ready. Okay. This is the divergence that you're looking for. This looks more obvious. Now look at the peaks here. You got this peak, you got this peak, you got that peak. Okay. It's like a head and shoulders pattern on the premium. This is classic. This is what you're looking for. Now this will still likely turn one more time, go up a little higher, and then the short will wind up being over here on the premium. But when we look at the market profile, okay, which it's hard to show. Well, let me quickly show you this. Look at the market profile. Your low value area is up here. All right. Yeah, you got signals, but you're practically at a point of control right here. You're not, but it's close. So the low value area is higher. So it ought to be in the 40s. Okay, so that signal is following the divergence on the premium that was right in here. Okay. And now that's just more following what the premium is doing. But now, if you're not already in, you don't want to get in now. No, because of what the market profile indicates. And I said it was in the 40s. So I would really let this go up a little higher. Okay. So pulling the trigger, if we can get this to come back on us, see what happened to the premium there. Oh, oops. All right, so right in there, having some problems with my screens. Okay, so right in there as we hit the 39.50 area. Now look at where you were on the premium again. Now you're even more divergent. We didn't make it quite to the 40s as I expected. I think we still will. So we got a little bit of volatility in here. I would just be waiting for us to get into the 40s. In spite of the fact that we've got some good signals in here, I'd wait because that profile is compelling. It's really compelling. These red circles are relating to what the premium is doing. They're not technically trade signals. These others here, those are trade signals. We made circles for the to help us to see the premium. Okay, now we're getting there. Now we're into the 40s. There we go. All right, now we need to watch the premium very carefully. Are we divergent at the moment on the, there we go. That signal I would take. Yeah, that's the signal that you're looking for. All right, because that shows the divergence here, and we're nicely below the fair value line as well. Now it could struggle up again, and you'll have to watch it. Be very careful there, because even 40 wasn't quite. Now that was at 40.25. All right. Yeah, that made sense. That should produce nicely. I missed it. I'm talking and not trading. Oh, we're going to get another opportunity here. Oh, and that's a new high. Okay, so this, say bye-bye to. We're at a new high. We're still long. Okay, and that proves it right here. So yeah, you can get some real nice pullback here. And I put in a couple of limit orders to short that, and it's producing, but I'm not going to hold it because that move on the premium is very compelling. It's indicating, yeah, we're going to go back and we're going to test this. So even if this produces a bit, we don't want to get too excited about holding that trade very long. And in fact, I'm going to dump it at 39. And if you think I'm not giving you the truth, watch this. There you see my limit order getting entered and my exit right down there. Okay, so it looks like at the moment this market just wants to go higher. Now, we've set up the strategy to only short this. We're now going to change that. All right. And hopefully there's still going to be opportunity to do that. Okay, I'm going to swing trade this. I'm going to set up the strategy to take lows, to take longs and shorts. because it looks like we're going to head up to the upper value area. All right, we're going to swing trade this. All right, we've now given permission for the strategy to swing trade. So nice signal there, nice short signal. And we do have a bit of divergence there, okay? There was the high here. That's the new high here. Measure this, okay? We're at 15 before the turn. Here, 18. So we're technically a little bit lower here. So that can produce, but not a lot of divergence. And we're not really at any kind of a support line, or a resistance line, I should say. So that's a scalp at best. Turns down here, right almost at the POC. It's typically about a quarter of a point off. And up we go again. But we weren't low enough right at that time to pull off a long trade on the system. Oh, and incidentally, that low in there, look at how low the premium was. That's kind of predictive. We got to get back down and we're going to test that because there was no divergence here as this market rallied up. So if on the next move up we're higher, and on the ES, but lower on the premium, that could generate enough of a short for us to take it all the way back down to 36, in which case that would be my target, and I would not take another long trade. If I shorted this, I'd rather get stopped out rather than to miss that. I just maintain a short here because that's going to get tested. See if we can get up there, back up to 40. That's 42.25. 42.75 is the VWAP. Yeah, we could get a little bit higher. Come back. So I went ahead and took a position in here because it looked real promising to me. We're going to dump some of that because I don't want to hold that many contracts at 41.50. Okay, we may get a signal now. Now, for various reasons, we haven't gotten a signal yet at this move up, but the conditions that we monitor are very similar. One of the primary indicators are these three right on the chart. This is your CCX indicator, all right? When it gets above 100, it's usually in a good position to come down. When this is overbought, evident by it being at 0, here and here, those are both very easily spotted overbought signals. And if these are overbought and the trend of this is already down, that's another basic pattern. So it doesn't have to be right when it's hitting, right when it's greater than 120, 130, that's what this is set for. I think the strategy's got it at 120. So these are all reasonably good positions that the ES needs to be at in order for a short to produce if the premium is divergent. And it is right there. I'm not sure why we didn't get a signal. But it looks like it's creeping back. Now this could go further. As this is turning, we could go higher. We could go into the 44s now. Because it looks like we're trying to creep up to the 49 level. The absolute lowest volume is right in here. Looks like it wants to repair that. So 45, 25, watch it get hit. That's not a bad time to short it. But that is what it appears to be doing. It'll hit that, maybe move up a little bit, and then come right back down. And I truly believe that is what it's going to do. Watch how the volume bars kind of repair themselves, creating an inverted bell-shaped curve. Premium is up. Oh yeah. Getting way too much volume at that price. So we've got to move down there. We've got to move into this 45-25 area. And then wait for the premium to turn. Right as it gets in there. It's just playing around. Let me see if I can pull up the premium chart alongside this. And the premium already moved away. We didn't quite make it. And we got new lows on the premium. So if you look at this high, you measure where the premium was, or where the ES was at this time. You got a higher high here. And this wasn't, what typically happens, as we talked about a minute ago, you get a head and shoulders type of pattern. And that didn't happen here. It moved down, but it's still moving up. This is still long. This is a good opportunity just to get in there for a scalp, because this is moving back. That's going to repair. I'm very confident of it. Premium is moving higher. And you saw the VWAP in here. It came down and messed around at the VWAP, turned and started moving back up. There it is. It's right here. But you're getting new lows on the premium too. So good indication that once we get there, this will short. And I would anticipate that it will move into 46. Actually, it'll come here, it'll repair, it'll move into 46 before it drops. So this really isn't a bad time. If this any drop in the premium right as it turns is generally a low on the ES. Okay, here we go. Here we go. New high on the premium, new high on the premium. This is coming up. Oh, yes, indeed. Maybe even into 47. See how it just doesn't want to go there? It just does not want to go there. But it will. It's just phenomenal how it works this way. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that it's gonna manage to breach it. Oh, nicely above the fair value line, and premium hit new highs for the morning. And we don't show you the profile, but in this case, it's worthwhile looking at. Here we go. There we are. We hit it, and now it's not going to stop. It's going to continue on up. New high on the premium. Yeah. Look at that 47 bar. Yeah, that'll likely get hit. $47, $47.50. We have a descending low value area at $47.50. So this changed everything. We've got to get up there. We got to get divergent before this will reverse. and start picking up some of those predictable areas below. But yeah, I think this is not going to go on much past 47.50. I don't think we're going to get way up here, even though that's low volume. This is where we were in the overnight market. That's why this is darker green. I'm going to pull the trade at 47. It's a nice, safe place, very predictable. We should hit it, and I'll say that was a nice trade. There we go, and we're out. Now, low volume in here, another new high on the premium. Not ready to stop. This is going to continue to push up. Premium had some really strong momentum in here, as you can see. So back at the strategy chart, the upper value area 49.25, premium has been continuing to move up. So we'll come back, we'll see what we can find once we get there. Had a little divergence here, but we're really hitting new highs. So this is just giving us another opportunity to get long. We're not getting any long signals, however. And that's just because we haven't dipped far enough down. So anyway, we'll come back in a bit. Now, you remember what we said right around 9 o'clock when we hit this low on the premium. Okay, that area around 36.50, all right, is a target. Now, as we came up and got closer and closer, look at what happened to the premium. Okay, highs, higher highs, and then all of a sudden we started to drop. Now, it was difficult to anticipate that this was going to happen. But the premium is clearly dropping here, and it's continuing to drop. And then it drops like a rock. $36.50, $36.25. all of a sudden we drop like a rock. So all of these long signals that we're getting in here, ignore them. 36, 25. Now you're ready. Okay, and look at what happened. Look at the premium. Oh my goodness, we have this huge drop, and then we start getting divergence. We get a long signal. That makes some sense, and we come back down, and we test that same area again. 36, 35.50. We get a long signal, and now up we go again. All right. That was cool. That was cool. Now you had to know that. You had to know that that area around 36.25 was predictable. But if you learn how to read the premium, you'll learn how to do that kind of thing. And excellent signals. Oh my goodness, that makes me happy. All right, wonderful. Where are we going? I don't know. I don't know. It was such a big drop. It's a little bit hard to say. It looks like, that it looks like we found support down here. But yeah, that really remains to be seen. So anyway, we'll come back. But that was just beautiful. We said it was going to happen. I didn't know that it was going to happen quite when it didn't. We didn't get a short signal on the top there, but the premium was giving us a real good expectation of what the market was going to do. All righty, back in a bit. This was a nice producing long trade right around the POC. All right, let's come back and just take a look at how this market behaved thus far this morning. We shorted as we expected we would. But it didn't take long for us to hit the bottom. And then we rallied up to the descending low value area, came back down here to the projected low value area, and now we're drifting. Where's it going to go? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? Which direction? How can we know? All right, and we get all sorts of indicators here on the cash that would suggest, yeah, this one is suggesting we might go up. This is going down. This is going down. That one's going up. Which way are we going to go? All right. Can we know? Let's look at the premium. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Now we've got some long signals in here. But let's take us really to about right in here. Because here we were getting lower highs, lower lows, lower highs than it was over here, lower lows. Okay, so we're going down. That all spells that we're going down. Now we get our lower highs here, no short signals, but now we're not getting lower lows. Do you really think it changed? Yeah. Well, let's take a look. Here was the low. In fact, we need to back up here. Okay. As we were coming down this low, and then we come up, and we come down to this low. Okay. What do we have on the premium? We have a lower low, not a higher low. We have a lower low. So even though the premium indicated that we should go back and test this level, we've been getting long signals. Now that's just the way it's programmed. But given what you know from the premium, should you be taking those or should you be shorting this? Yeah, you really ought to be shorting this. And we just don't have sufficient conditions programmed into the strategies to recognize this, but it's not hard to do. I mean, look at the opportunities that you had to short this. You could pick it off here, you could pick it off here. All right, there's your best, but that's not bad either. Right in here, right as that hits 100, you got to pick off a short trade right there. And the slope of only the fastest of the moving averages on the premium is going to catch that. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. And we've programmed the strategy so that it looks at the big picture. But in this kind of volatility, this is all you need. You could set up a strategy to pick off these short trades here. And all you would have to do, I'm going to tell you how to do this. Okay. So you've got 3 indicators here that we can program into the strategy. It's a CCX with these settings on a 50-tick chart, a stochastic with these settings on the 50-tick ES chart. And this is going to be moving much more slowly, so I wouldn't really look at that. So just pick off these 2. Okay, and your settings are going to be greater than, you could put it at 130, you could put it at 120, it wouldn't matter that much. So, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, but this is the idea. A very simple strategy. This needs to be, for a short, above 120. This needs to be at 0. And your fastest moving average here. Okay, what's that setting? Let's look at it. $40. That needs to be sloping down, and your best shot for doing that, sloping down, is when it is above the next slowest moving average. So that would be here. Here, as you see, it's below, and it's not a bad trade. Now, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You just have it sloping down. But in this particular case, okay, you're not going to pick off a trade. Not even here, because this isn't above the 120 line. Okay, so that's how you would do it. So let's go ahead and show you that right in the code. All right, this is an open source code strategy. So if you wanted to pick off these kinds of trades, you just open up the strategy, okay, and you program it in. We have all of these conditions already established in the strategy. Okay, so one of the conditions was that L1 was hitting 0. Now we've got it pre-programmed for either less than 4 for a long or greater than 96 for short. It gives us a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so the strategy, and I'm just going to throw this in, let's see, where can I put this? We're not going to actually do this, but this is what it would be like. All right, so one of your conditions is L1, and the other condition would be L6. Okay, see how that's already programmed. L6, and then we look at the premium. And the fastest of the premium charts is L21. L21. Okay. So those are your basic conditions that's going to catch these trades. Now these are long, so you have to have a corresponding you have to do that for the shorts. Okay, so it's just that simple. Just that simple. Then what you need to do is set it up so it can be read, and you create a condition. And you have to name it. We'll name it condition 51 equals, then we need to put brackets around this, okay, with a semicolon thereafter. There needs to be a corresponding this has to be 52. Boom. This is misspelled. Okay. So there you have it. Now you have a specific condition that the strategy can look for. And you take this you go all the way down to the code to right here where it says okay to buy or okay to sell, and you insert those conditions right there. That's how you do it. It's real simple. Okay? And we can call this, let's just call this strategy 10. Okay? Then you can name it. Strategy 10. That's all right. Okay, well, we got one already. We'll call it strategy 30 just for fun. Okay, now we're going to have to change this to 51, 52, because that's what we had over here. All right. Put that in over there. All right, so that then becomes the condition for the buy and sell. Then you have to verify it. It's not verified. So you go here to F3, hit F3, that verifies. If it doesn't verify, it means that you've got a syntax error somewhere. You've left something out. We're not here to support that. If you don't know how to write easy language, don't come running to me. I'm not going to support that unless you pay me. And if you do something fancy, I probably don't understand it. So I'm not a programmer. But this is how you do it. Right, a very simple strategy. Now let's go ahead and insert it into a chart. Okay, now we got a nice long trade in here. This should produce a short, but we're not going to add this strategy to this screen. Let's go over here to a different screen. We can put it on this screen. Insert strategy 50. Where's our strategy 50? 30, not 50. Okay, we'll give it a special arrow, special color. Let's make it look like that. So long or short, it's the same color. That'll identify it. Okay, and there we have our first trade. Okay. We said over here, this was the low, and this would need to get tested. 36.75. What did we hit down here? We went below 36.75. Okay. And then the question is, are we long here? Well, to know that, you've got to look at the premium. So here was the low of the premium in here. Now this low average is 109. And I'm looking at the JMA 3 here. It actually went to 10. No, it was at 109. No, there it is. It was at 110. 1.10. Okay, so I'm looking at that. And the slowest of the moving averages is at 78, goes down to 81 before it turns. And that's a valid number 2 as well. So when we come back and we test that level, test the price, which is down here, see where we're at the premium. 71 on the slowest of the moving averages, 70 on the faster moving averages. So really, yeah, you wanted to be long in here. You don't want to be short. You want to be long. And that's how it's done. It's cool. So we just set up this little strategy just so that you could see how it can be done. That doesn't necessarily mean you want to take every trade, but that's what it's doing. It's measuring those dips in the fastest of the premium data feeds. We are above the zero. We're above the threshold line there that was at 120. I'm going to go ahead and reset that because that's going to be a little misleading. Okay, now it's correct. And we're going to get another short trade in here. But you wouldn't want to trade short, not now. Okay, over here, yeah, because you knew what the premium said this was going to do. And then you came down here. But now it's just the opposite. And we're not going to get a long trade because we have to be below that line, which is what we were doing over here and here. Okay. But now, no, you don't want to short that. No, this is going to go up. Okay. Well, I think that's about all the time we're going to spend this morning. This was a interesting morning, and we did quite well, really quite well. So we recommend come take a demo, see how we're doing this, get yourself a copy. All of the programming that went into this was quite costly, and when you consider all of the benefits of having an automated strategy that's taking the uh, all of the micro decisions out of the picture. All of those micro decisions are already made for you. Now you just watch the premium. And if the premium's divergent, when that signal comes off, yeah, you got a good chance that this is going to produce for you. Uh, I myself, I'm of the opinion that most of the reasons why traders fail to make a profit is because they're spending so much time analyzing, making all these micro decisions, and the analysis. And I'm not going to call it over analysis. There's good reason to analyze a lot, but the over analysis causes you to delay. There's a hesitation that's created by analyzing all that really needs to be analyzed. And then by the time you're done with that, the opportunity is lost. And you get in, then you get stopped out because you were late.